Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Young and in Business. My name is Rhoda Nyakundi and I am thrilled and excited to have you here as we kickstart this exciting journey together. Well, today we will be discussing about the most crucial step in starting a business, or rather the foundations of starting a business. Well, if you've ever sat down and asked yourself, where do I start from? Well, how about I tell you this? Here is where you start. And introducing the topic of today is finding your business idea. Well, I know some people are like, where do I start finding a business idea? What should be my business idea? How should I go about finding my business idea? And why does it seem so easy for some people to start their business ideas? Some of them end up working on them, while some decide to not work on them. Well, worry not, because this episode is going to be guiding you into understanding and knowing where to kickstart your business idea. On to our first point on how you're going to navigate your way into finding the perfect business idea. A business idea that not only excites you but also you find enjoyment into doing is understand yourself. What do you like? What works for you? What do you find enjoyment in? What is your passion? Are you a lover of working around people, or are you a lover of working alone? Are you an outdoor person? Are you an indoor person? All these things you need to get to understand about yourself, your personality, your character. Because as you understand yourself, you will get to throw yourself into things that you find enjoyment in. Not just things about like business where you just are concerned about the profits and the money, because at the end of the day it ends up to how you are doing and how you feel like when you're doing that business. The best and perfect business idea is where it comes naturally from you. If you get to understand yourself, you're running a business from a point of it is just your character, it is your personality, then it becomes a lot easier. And then you will not throw yourself into something that you're not in love with. You will not throw yourself into something that is trending, or like this is the most promising kind of business. You will throw yourself into something that it is more of your passion. Because let me tell you something, this is pure fact. When you start a business, it takes a lot of time. For some, it takes a short period of time. For others, it takes a longer period of time to kickstart and start rocketing where you're like not enjoying the profits and everything. If you end up doing something that you don't love, you're just doing it for the profit, actually you will just get tired even before you are halfway the journey. I know the profits are very important in business, but do it because it is your passion. After understanding yourself, then we get to the second point, and that is identifying the market gap. Well, there are a lot of things that have been said about the market gap. Some ended up making me really overthink all this entrepreneurship thing. And this is the controversy that I have had. One of them is people say, come up with something that is not in the market. Come up with something unique. Well, imagine it is not that serious. You don't have to come up with something new, because even the Bible tells us that there is nothing new under the sun. So calm down, cool down, chill, relax, and just look for an idea, as long as it represents who you are, as the first point that we say, right? And when I'm talking about the market gap, what I mean is you might end up saying, I want to do an ice cream shop. A lot of people have ice cream shop. That doesn't disqualify you. Look at what is missing in the business of these people that are running ice cream shops. What are they doing? What are they not doing? That is where you will thrive as an entrepreneur. Maybe they only have like shops and they never do deliveries. That is where you identify your market gap. Do a delivery ice cream shop, where you can either decide to do a shop and a delivery, or strictly delivery from wherever you want to do. So that is what we mean by identifying the market gap. Not necessarily like you just have to find something that no one has ever done before. Don't overthink it. Please don't overthink it. Now that we already know ourselves, also you've identified the market gap in your specific idea, the next thing is identifying and understanding your audience. Well, I'm gonna use the same example that I have been using way before, and that is an ice cream shop. So if you're going to be selling an ice cream, then you're supposed to be thinking of what kind of people really enjoy ice creams. There are people like kids and ladies. For example, you can focus on me because I really do love ice cream. You figure out things like their age, their character, their personalities, what do they prefer in like their type of ice cream, the flavors, and all this. Because a business is not about you. Yes, you have to know yourself and align it to who you are, but you are supposed to be creating every product according to what the client and your audience want. And there's no way you're going to create anything for your audience if you don't have an idea who your audience are and what type of people they are, what taste and preferences they have. For example, if you're having a product that is targeting young people, that is the Gen Zs, as we are known as, you're going to look at things like the taste, the preferences, because the taste and preferences of the Gen Zs versus the Gen X, it's totally different. So if you're targeting the Gen Zs, you're not going to come with products that are aligning with the Gen X and like want to sell it to them as you would Gen X. It's a total failure. If possible, go ahead and ask people. I'm sure around you there are people who love and are really thrilled with such products that you want to do. If you have friends who love their ice cream, you can go and ask them what type of ice cream do you want or blah blah blah. Just do the ChatGPT or like the Google and all these apps, and they will help you with the questions that are going to be helping you in this research. Well, all the three done, we move on to the fourth one, and that is evaluating your competition. Well, I would say most of the things about this point I've already shared. Analyzing your audience and also identifying the market gap, because for you to even understand the market gap, then you need to also compare yourself with your competitions. But you know, most of the people really feel like if the business is full of sellers, then it's a bad business. It is not. Competition is really good. When you're looking at your competitors, look at things like the quality of the products, delivery, are they doing it on time, their customer service. Those are the things you're supposed to be looking at, and those are the things that are supposed to be intimidating you. Not things like, okay, they have a lot of influencers in their businesses, they have a lot of, I don't know, blah blah blah. These things don't matter, because at the end of the day, it's always not about the quantity of customers you have, but it is more on the quality of the products that you are giving. Because if you're giving quality products, imagine you will grow pole pole. Just don't be intimidated by these competitors, whether they are many, whether they're few. Don't be. Just go and check, what are they doing, what is that strength that you can emulate and put it into your business. What is their weakness that you can make it a strength in your own business? That will really help you out. To the fifth, and I feel like the fifth point is very important, and I wish I knew this way earlier, even before I started all these businesses that I have done, as I have shared in a video earlier on. It is start small but think big. What do I mean by this? Don't expect too much of yourself, because if you start expecting too much of yourself, you might never even start. When you start looking at, oh, I need the best camera, I need the best equipment, I need the best product, honey, just start. At the end of the day, as you think big, you will get there. You don't have to start with the biggest and the biggest and the biggest of all. Just start with whatever you have. Start small. Don't pressurize yourself too much. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't desire so much from yourself. Take yourself bit by bit as you think big. And you starting small doesn't mean you want to like remain there. At the end of the day, all entrepreneurs, their prayer and wish and dream is that one day their businesses will grow way beyond them. No one ever wants to remain small. No one ever wants to like, the one you started with is what you have after like 10 years or like 5 years. We always have a dream to be big and to grow. So just start small. Don't push yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't pressurize yourself. Be kind to yourself. As much as you're being creative, be realistic. And I love to use the word smart. I know by now everyone knows what smart means. Specific, measurable, and all that. use that word and it will help you move step by step without pressurizing yourself. On to our last point, that is validation. And when I'm talking about validation, this is mostly, it's kind of related with the previous point, that is start small but think big. Is more on, this is not your time. You have your business idea, you have all the things that you desire in starting your own business now, but this is not the time for you to rush in and go all in and go 100%. It is not that time yet. We are not yet there. It is time for you to have how do I call it, a test. Throw a test on your product first and see how the market receives it, and find feedback from people. Like, you can always even have to start with family and like create something small and give them, and then understand from them what they want. If you have kids around you, because your audience again in ice cream shop are kids and ladies, because I don't think men really love ice cream that much. Find them, create something and just give to them. Like, it's like trying to introduce your product bit by bit to your market, and letting them understand your product, accept your product, and find those weaknesses in that product so that you change it in the time. When the time comes for you to launch it 100%, you already know the demand, you already know what they want, you already know what to change, you already know these tiny basics of your product. So don't rush in. Again, start small, think big. Because at times you end up starting a business and you put it and you give it 100%. It drains you, it is not received well, it is not doing well, but you find it hard to even let go because of the effort and the amount you've already spent on your business. Don't do that mistake. And that is why this video is here. Don't do that mistake. I did that in the last 2 businesses that I did before I started selling the wigs, and I'm here to tell you, don't do that mistake. Okay? Yes, so all of these points, I believe they're going to be helping you start in finding your business idea, and don't be in a rush. Sometimes we are not good in coming up with business ideas. There are people who are made for the corporate world, there are people who are made for the entrepreneurship, there are people who are made for both, there are people who are made to just come up with a business idea, but they will never ever have the guts to start the business idea. Understand your strengths. That is also on the understand yourself. Always understand yourself. After you understand yourself again, you identify the market gap, as we said, analyze your audience, understand your audience, then you go ahead and evaluate your competition. Don't be afraid of your competitors, don't be scared, don't be intimidated. Competition is good. After analyzing your competition, this is not your time for you to start rushing up and like, okay, now my competition is doing A, B, C, D, I am going to do A, B, C, D. No. Start small but think big. All right. Lastly, we have said that it's validation. This is not your time now for you to like go 100% in and just put everything. This is your time to start small. Give it a test. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you found it very helpful. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you may not miss any future episodes. As we said, we are helping each other and we are learning from each other. I would really love to know, what is that business idea that you have? Or what is that business idea that you're thinking of starting up? Or like, if you have many ideas, which one stands out for you and you feel like, you know what, I feel like I want to try this. Yes, I would really love to know these ideas. So make sure you leave them on the comment section so that we get this conversation started, right? Well, all that said and done, stay tuned for the next episode where we will be diving into turning that business idea into another epic business plan for your success. Until then, dream big and work smart. See you then. Bye.